Extra Edition, No. 16. Scientific Dialogue. A physicist asked me, and I answered with one analogy. Someone asked, you keep talking about the universe has thought, the unborn and undying, absolute equality. How do scientists see you? Would they think you're talking nonsense? I tell you, I don't tell scientists, I point for them to see. Here is a real dialogue. Watch how the scientist asks, and how I answer. Scientist, PhD in physics, studying quantum field theory for 20 years. I've read your articles. You say the universe has thought. Does that mean the universe is like a person, with consciousness, feelings, and purpose? How do you prove that? You asked a good question. The universe is not a person. The universe's thought is not your kind of thought. I like this, I don't like that. The universe's thought is manifesting as it is. The sun shines on the good and the bad alike. Rain falls on clean places and dirty places alike. It has no preference, no favoritism, no revenge. That is absolute equality. Scientist. But how do you prove the universe has thought? I can't see it, I can't measure it. You can't measure it because your instruments are within space-time, while the universe's thought transcends space-time. But you don't need instruments. Just pause for a moment and feel your awareness. Does your awareness have a beginning, an end, a location, a range? You can't find one. This can't find is the evidence that your awareness transcends space-time. Your awareness is part of the universe's thought. Scientist. You're treating subjective personal experience as objective evidence that's not scientifically valid. You're right. If I used feeling as evidence, it wouldn't hold up scientifically. But I'm not using feeling as evidence. I'm using logic. Your awareness has no beginning, no end, no location, no range. If it has no beginning, it is not a product within space-time. If it is not a product within space-time, it is the prerequisite for space-time. The prerequisite for space-time is one aspect of the universe's thought. Your awareness is the manifestation of the universe's thought in you. Scientist. You're equating awareness with universal thought. That's too big a leap. It's not a leap, it's inference. Your awareness and my awareness and everyone's awareness, they are the same in essence. When you were little, you knew this is mom. When you grew up, you still knew this is mom. Did that knowing change? No. Your awareness and my awareness are not two independent things, they are the same awareness manifesting through different nodes. Your screen and my screen are the same screen. Scientist. You're linking individual consciousness with universal consciousness. That hypothesis has no evidence. Do you have evidence that they are separate? Can you find the boundary between your awareness and my awareness? You can't, because they never had a boundary. You think they are separate only because you think you are the image, not knowing you are the screen. Scientist. Your reasoning is logical, but science requires measurable evidence. You can't measure awareness because your instruments are within space-time. But you can measure the effects of awareness, your consciousness, your choices, your creativity, your love. You don't need to measure the screen, you just need to look at the images. The images have patterns, order, causality. These are evidence that the screen exists. When you see the images, you know there is a screen. When you feel awareness, you know there is universal thought. Scientist. You're equating order with thought. The universe has order, but that doesn't mean it has thought. You're right, the universe has order, but that doesn't mean it has your kind of thought. But the universe having order means it has patterns. Where do patterns come from? You say natural laws. Where do natural laws come from? You say fundamental physical constants. Where do fundamental physical constants come from? You can't answer. I tell you, patterns, constants, laws, they are all the universe's habits of thought. The universe doesn't think it out, the universe manifests as it is. Its as it isness is its thought. Scientist. You're equating as it isness with thought. That definition is too broad. Your definition of thought is too narrow. You think thought must involve thinking, calculating, having purpose. But the universe's thought is ability to manifest. It just is, just is, just is. You call it natural law, I call it universal thought. Names differ, what they point to is the same. Scientist. You're redefining scientific terms. This isn't a scientific dialogue. You're right, it's not a scientific dialogue. If a scientific dialogue must use your definitions. But if you're willing to step outside your framework, you'll see, the natural laws you study are the manifestation of what I call universal thought. You measure the laws, you can't measure the thought because thought is the prerequisite for measurement. Scientist. You're treating science's presuppositions as science's conclusions. That's philosophy, not science. You're right, it's philosophy. But science's presuppositions are themselves philosophy. Your belief in an objective world, that's philosophy. Your belief that natural laws are constant, that's philosophy. Your belief that measurement reveals truth, that's philosophy. You've always used philosophy as your presupposition, then claimed to be purely scientific. I'm just stating your presuppositions openly and telling you, your presuppositions are the manifestation of universal thought. Scientist. You're treating my assumptions as conclusions. That's not scientific method. You're right, it's not scientific method. But scientific method itself is one way that universal thought operates. You study phenomena, you find patterns, you build theories. This process itself is thought manifesting. You think you are an objective observer, but you are actually universal thought observing itself. Scientist. Your reasoning makes me think, but it's not scientifically proven. I never said it was scientifically proven. I said it was logical inference. Your science measures phenomena, it cannot measure the awareness behind phenomena. But you can infer, if there is manifestation, there must be an ability to manifest. That ability, call it universal thought. Scientist. You're equating ability with thought. That leap I still can't accept. You don't have to accept it. You just need not to close the door. Keep measuring your phenomena. Keep finding your patterns. One day, you will discover everything you measure is the manifestation of the same awareness. That day, you will understand, what you've been studying all along is universal thought. Result. This scientist didn't believe me. He simply began to think. He began to think, is there really an ability to manifest behind the phenomena he measures? He began to think, is his scientific method itself a form of thought operating? He began to think, is the objective world he always believed in really independent of his awareness? He doesn't need to believe me. He only needs to begin thinking. At the end of that thinking, he will discover, every answer he finds is a phenomenon. And the ability to manifest behind phenomena, that is universal thought. You put down the key, he will walk to it on his own. You continue to be at ease. You take one step, and you are one step closer.